So I went to like an all-white high school, and in high school I would date a lot of white women. And my sister, she'd get really mad. She'd be like, "Why can't you just find like a nice black girl to date at school?" And I'd be like, "You're the only black girl I know at school." So I was like, I could fuck you, but that'd be like the widest thing that we could possibly do. Like, is that what you want? You want me to fuck you? Like, she's like, "There's other black girls at school." I'm like, "She's our cousin, okay?" Like, I'll fuck both of you. I'll tweet it. Like, today I'm going to stay home, watch the game, and fuck my sister. Roll Tide.
Hey guys, it's Broc with no K, and you just got stuck at a four-way stop. The #1 podcast in Chicago, recorded primarily out of a Toyota Camry. You just heard a little stand-up bit from comedian Erikson Dockery, a local stand-up here in Chicago via Los Angeles. Had a fun interview with Erikson. Stick around for that at the end of the episode, where we turn on the headlights. I am here once again with my co-host Chase. How we doing today, Chase?
Hey, Broc. I think this might be our best episode yet.
I think so.
Yeah, it's called Partied Out because all the stories involve like shenanigans and parties and all that.
I mean, we have too many of those.
Do we? I don't think we have enough. I love party stories. They're always so fun.
Oh, I'm talking about us personally.
Yeah, actually, we do have a lot of those. Maybe we'll get into those someday. They're really funny. Like this first story by an anonymous writer. In high school, this kid's at a party, and the parents come home early, and they find a high school party raging inside their house.
So this woman told the story via her husband. She said he's a great storyteller, and if they're ever up in Chicago, that she'll get him on.
Yeah, and she told it just as good. It's really funny.
I thought it was good. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
If you wanna go and take a ride with me, we're 3 women all crammed in the backseat. Oh, why do I live this way?
Hey, must be the funny.
But if you wanna take a free ride with me, make me laugh from the back of my Camry. Oh, why do I live this way?
Hey, must be the funny.
You just got stuck at a 4-way stop.
So anonymous writer, you had a story. It's not your story, but it's your husband's story from when he was in high school.
Yeah, so my husband is probably one of the most unbelievable storytellers that I've ever met. And
We'll have to get him on.
We've got to get him to Chicago. We actually are, we live in Dallas.
Oh, awesome.
And he's from Norway, and he is just so hilarious. But there is one story that he has shared with me that it is everything. I mean, it should just be a scene in a movie.
Yeah.
So basically, classic moment. We're in Texas. He's going to go to this party. He's in high school. Parents aren't home, right? Everybody's had one of those parties that they've attended.
I have had a couple of those, yep.
He's there. They're probably drinking, I don't know, something ridiculous, beer or something. And
Light beer,
or Mad Dog 20,
Busch Light,
remember
yeah.
back in the days?
Mad Dog 20.
Oh, gross. It's like malt liquor.
What about, I remember Red Stripe.
Yeah, but they're all getting totally smashed. They're
Right.
at this party. My husband's like, "Oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick." And he went there with his buddy named Tony.
Okay.
And he's like, "All right, Tony, I'm just going to hit the bathroom. I'll be here. I'll be back in just a second." Goes into the bathroom, the little half bath that's there on the first floor. And all of a sudden, through the front door, he hears this like bear of a man. "What are you doing in my house?
Oh, no.
What's going on?"
The parents
And
came home,
Parents
obviously.
came home. They came home to a house with a bunch of drunk teenagers. Again, this is in the 80s. There's no cell phones. And these parents are just so upset with the daughter. The kids scatter like ants.
Yeah.
And you hear him. He's chasing kids. "What are you doing in my house? Who are you?" And it's just frantic. Well, remember, my husband, he's in the bathroom. And he's sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, my God." And he quietly gets up, turns off the light, and stands up. Well, as this father is rushing through the house, he comes to the door of the bathroom, swings open the door. My husband is behind the door, just quietly
hid behind the door.
breathing, right? Like every horror movie you've ever seen, just waiting for death to be upon you. And then quickly sees no one's in the bathroom. The door closes. He lets out a sigh of relief. And he can hear the mom really on the daughter. Is just saying like, what are you doing? You're so drunk. Oh my God, so disappointed. And the dad's like, get her upstairs. Put her in the shower. You're a mess. I thought we could trust you. So my husband is literally trapped in the bathroom.
Still in the bathroom, yeah.
He's like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get out of here? Where's Tony? What's going on?
Right.
Well, you know what? At this point, this is survival. So when he hears that they're all upstairs rummaging around and getting this girl all situated because she can barely walk.
Yeah.
He quietly exits the half bathroom and then is looking for an exit strategy. He's not going to go out the front door. That is just too much of a risk. That's not safe. He sees the door to the garage. It's pitch black in there. He's fumbling around, trying to feel where there's a light, where there's a garage door opener, can't find anything. So he decides to approach a vehicle. He tests the door. Luckily, it opens. And he's trying to feel around for a garage door opener, and sure enough, he found it.
Okay.
So he hits it, and remember, no cell phones. So he got dropped off at this party by his mom.
You said the 80s, the late 80s this was?
Yeah, it was in the 80s. He got dropped off at the party by his mom, and his mom is supposed to pick him up. But there's it's just amazing the ease that we have of our lives these days because, you would just have it in your pocket. Well, he hits the garage door opener. The garage door starts to open, and I mean, every millisecond counts at this point. This is Mission Impossible. As it's opening, he hits it again, and it starts to close, and he makes a run to exit the garage door. He rolls, bump, bump, bum, bump, bump. I can hear it now.
That is classic. I used to do that to sneak back into our house. Like we had the keypad outside,
right?
And like instead of sneaking through the basement window that was like this big, which nobody can see, but like I would do that and then duck and roll, pause it,
Totally.
and yeah, perfect. Okay,
Totally.
Keep going.
Okay, so here's the deal. So as he makes it, hallelujah. Here comes his mom right around the corner.
Perfect.
Perfect timing, right in time to pick him up. He's running towards his mom. She's a bit startled because, why are you running towards my car? And he's like, go, we gotta go. She's like, Ken, where's Tony? He's like, I don't know, we gotta leave. I'm gonna die. He's gonna kill me. And sure enough, coming out of the house is the bull father just charging for the car.
Oh, no.
Yelling, I know you came out of my house. Now, this is where his mom gets major street cred.
Well, I was going to ask, was she upset that he was at a party? Or?
Well, now she's my mother-in-law. She's such a boss. She is great composure. But this is the moment where I was like, whoa, mad props to your mom. She just looked at him very calmly and she said, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. I just came here with my son. As you can see, he's here in the car with me. He just ran up to your house to knock on the door. Nobody answered. So he just came back to the car. Of course, my husband's like, oh, thank God, I'm going to live another day. But the dad was like, okay, well, yeah, there's no party. We just came home. We found out that they were having this party, da-da-da-da-da-da. So
that is
he leaves.
Awesome mom work on her part. That's amazing.
Cover for your kid, right?
Yeah.
To all the moms and dads out there.
And then
cover
deal
for
with
your
it the
kid.
next day.
She says, you're going to have to tell me what happened.
Right.
So now check this out. The next day, Ken wakes up. He's in the kitchen with his mom. He's told her everything that's happened.
Yeah.
She just thinks it's hilarious. And she's just so glad that she could be there to save him from this incredibly aggressive father. But they get a phone call. Ring, 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 ring. The mom picks it up and she's like, hello? What? Who? Okay. And she looks to her son and she's like, it's for you. But I can't hear who it is. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
He picks up the phone and he goes, Ken, it's me, Tony. I'm still in the house.
Oh, no way.
And he goes, what? What are you talking about? He's like, I've been here all night. I haven't been home.
Oh.
I can't figure out how to leave. I ran upstairs
My
into
God.
her closet And then the parents came upstairs to get her in the shower, and the mom slept here all night long.
In the bedroom with the daughter? Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
I think they just left for church. I don't hear them anywhere in the house. How did you get out? And so he told him how to escape from the garage, and then sure enough, he calls him later, and you could just hear the dad yelling at him because he had no idea where his kid was the whole night. But he was able to tell him how to escape.
That's good.
Oh, that's wild. That's amazing. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for telling that story.
Yes!
And check out the next story. We've got CP in the back seat, and you said you had some bedroom mishaps.
I have, yes.
So what happened?
So a couple of weeks ago, or maybe several weeks ago, I invited a friend, quote unquote friend, over. We had seen each other several times, but this time we had met up and we were both completely sober, and towards the end of the night we were not so sober.
Okay.
So he came over, life didn't happen, and that's okay. So we fell asleep with the lights on and the TV on.
Yeah.
And this was probably around like 10 p.m.
Okay.
And at some point around 2:30 or 3 a.m. I wake up because that's just who I am. And I hear some sounds and I turn over and homeboy is sitting on my bed and pissing on my floor.
Oh.
This was week 6 into my new apartment.
No. Was it carpet? Are you on the bed?
It's a linoleum, whatever, fake wood floor.
Linoleum.
Yeah, that shit.
There we go.
Fake wood floor. But for what it's worth, like I have a Tempur-Pedic mattress and a solid wood bed frame that I paid a shit ton of money for, regardless. So he's sitting up, he's pissing on the floor, I'm trying to like shake him up and wake him up, and it's not happening. So I just let him do his business because I don't know what else to do.
Right.
Eventually he finishes and he like lays back down. He's sprawled out on my queen size bed as if he's the only human there. So I tried to move him over, and at some point I just like put my hand on his side of the bed, which was really my side. But anyway, for that night it was his side, and I realized that he had pissed on my bed.
Yep.
Before he pissed on my floor.
I mean, at least he didn't do it all on the bed, but that's.
Oh, he did. Like my pillow was half soaking, but I was too drunk and
so what did you?
too sleepy. So I fell back asleep.
Okay.
Because whatever.
Deal with it the next day.
In an hour, I woke up and I took a Costco-sized paper towel roll, used half the roll to like just cover his piss on my floor, and then I went back to sleep. And then then probably around 6 a.m. I woke up, wiped it up.
Yeah.
Lysoled it, wiped it up.
Right.
I have a Roomba mop, fill that shit with Lysol and like had it run around 2 times.
Yeah.
In the morning he woke up and he felt everything wet and he's like, "Why is this bed wet?" And I said, "It's because you pissed on it, that's why." And then he laughed and
like I just did.
yeah, normal humans do, by the way.
Right,
I just didn't because I was just pissed. But like generally speaking, I would. We tried to have sex. Obviously, he couldn't get it up. Surprise, surprise. And then thankfully he like paid for everything, so I got replacements, everything, which was great.
He didn't buy you a whole new mattress, did he?
No.
No. Okay.
But that's also because I have a mattress protector, not because I wet the bed, but because I spill wine on my bed. So it kind of worked out. And then, so he bought me a new duvet covers, new sheets.
That was nice, man.
And like new pillows.
Have you hung out with him since?
Yes, I actually invited him over a week later.
Oh, good.
Because,
Good for you.
I mean, he made a very valid point. He's like, "I'm so sorry, but I kind of wish we at least had good sex." And I was like, "Dude, you didn't even fuck me."
That's your problem, man. Like, get it together.
Yeah, but it's also my problem. I went through that shit. I didn't even get good dick. So then a week later, I invited him over, and the dick was still fucking horrible.
Okay.
So I've never seen him since.
Okay.
And 0 regrets, not even one letter.
Not even one letter. Awesome. Thank you, CP, for coming on and telling us that bedroom mishap. Dude, okay, get this. So last night, I was doing laundry and put 2 loads in. That finished.
Okay.
Went to put in the dryer, and there was some shit in one of the dryers.
Now you have a community dryer. Is that what you're saying?
So there's 12 units in my apartment complex, and we all share one laundry thing. Went to switch over into the dryer. There was stuff in one of the dryers, not any intimates or anything like that. And I was like, all right, just set it on top. No big deal. Put my shit in the dryer. I left my basket in there because I felt like I could leave it there. Went back to get my laundry, and my fucking basket was gone. I'm so pissed. I put a sign on my front door like, whoever took my laundry basket, if you can return it to Brock, that'd be great. Thanks. Who steals fucking laundry basket? Like, I had to bring my laundry over in a cardboard box. Felt fucking homeless.
Wow. I guess keep us updated.
I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go check right now.
All right. Brock is
I'll be
going
right
to go
back.
check right now to see. I actually don't know what he's checking. Is he checking to see if his laundry basket is returned to the laundry room? He's back already. Wow, that was. What do you live in the laundry room? How did you go? How did you get to...
No, it's across the hall. I mean, I put my apartment number on the note. Hopefully, I'm hoping they leave it at my front door. Fucking assholes. God damn.
Well, so that happened to you while you were day drinking. Is that correct?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't drink this weekend.
Oh,
Kids.
all right. Well, I thought you said there was a story brought to you by day drinking. So I was like, oh, well, that's very serendipitous because the next story is about day drinking. Two women, they try to use their pseudonyms, but they keep messing up and forgetting about using them, and so I just didn't edit it out at all. And they just kind of talk about drunk adventures. It's pretty funny. Let's check it out.
Who do we got in the car with us tonight?
My name's Mimi.
Mimi?
Hi.
This is Lisa.
Lisa? Is that your alias?
Oh, shit.
No, that's our real names.
Okay.
She gave her real name, so yeah.
Whatever.
But
If you were going to have an alias, wouldn't you make it way cooler than Lisa?
So my alias was Tigress.
Tigress, okay.
And my friend Jenny, who had enormous boobs. And you could be Stacks, because you have really big boobs.
Okay, I'm Stacks.
Stacks and Tigress in the back
Stacks.
seat.
Yeah.
What do you guys got for us? You got any good stories?
Yeah, so one day we were hanging out with my cousin and day drinking. And at the end of the day, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm like, let me see your condo. I've never seen it. So he offers us brownies, the good kind.
Okay, awesome.
And we're both like, oh, no.
Because we already had too much to drink.
Yeah, because we've
Okay.
been drinking for
Yeah,
like 12
that's-
hours. So the next morning, we get home.
Now,
we always...
Are brownies, edibles a regular thing or not so much?
No.
Okay.
No. So the next day, we always sleep just in the same bed because it's easier.
Okay.
And we wake up, and her purse is on the nightstand with a bag of brownies in it.
Oh, nice.
And we remember Davey saying, take one bite.
Yeah,
He said that's what he told us, but I don't remember him saying anything.
I don't
I didn't
remember
even
that.
know he gave us the brownies.
Or we
I'm like, hey,
stole
we
them.
have a surprise.
Sometimes I pirate things, and I could have just took them. I'm not sure. Anyway, so we start our day off with a bite of brownie, and we went for a walk. Where did we go first?
No, we actually did not start with the brownie because we said we were going to be good, but we said let's take them with just in case. So we went to Tiny Tap because we were going to get some drinks on the river. We're from Chicago. And then
That's frozen drinks on the river.
after Tiny Tap, we were going to go to Navy Pier for lobster.
Lobster
Because they had
Fest.
Lobster Fest.
Okay.
So fun.
And at that point, we were like, well, we probably could just take a nibble because that won't hurt us.
Right.
Right.
And we didn't remember how much he told
And
us
we're
to
going to have
take.
food.
So what is a nibble?
Just like a little, little
You know, like
chomp-chomp.
there's two brownies.
It's a
You're going to
little
like
corner.
each
Yeah,
take
a corner.
a corner.
Okay.
Okay, so eventually both brownies are gone.
We just ate the brownies like regular brownies.
Completely
They
gone.
were freaking delicious.
Was it because you weren't thinking about it and you're like, oh, this is a good brownie, and
We
you
They
just
didn't
started
understand.
eating?
I didn't understand about the kick-in delay.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know about that yet.
Okay.
So we eat like macaroni and cheese with lobster in it, and we got two things. I can't remember the lobster roll probably. Anyway, and then we're walking down the lakefront, and there was this huge party at like
Some building on Lakeshore Drive. It
building.
looked like a corporate building or an
Yeah.
apartment building. They had they had food trucks and food out, and they had champagne. So we split a bottle of champagne that was
but
open,
the best part, we did.
and then we opened
And
another
then
one.
I popped another one because I'm like, well, no one's here to open it for me. So
I'll take care of this.
we drank like all the champagne, and then there was an ice cream truck.
So we got ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah.
And then
we
It
took
sounds
drinks
like a
to
very
go.
eventful day.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
that was
we
only
took
the
drinks
beginning.
to go, and we're walking down the street, and she's like, be careful. And At this point, I'm like, why? And she's like, you're not allowed to drink in public. In Chicago, you can't just walk around with drinks. And I'm like, oh.
Since when?
What? Yeah, like I always do that. And then also the whole, I forgot that you can get arrested. You can get like snookied off the beach for public drunkenness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we didn't get snookied, so that was good. But yeah, that was our brownie story because we didn't understand how they worked.
How did the night end?
This is actually
Does it get better?
this is the night that
Oh.
you decided at 10 o'clock we needed pizza. So we went to
Yes.
Lincoln Park because her friends kept wanting to go to Chicago Oven Pizza Grinder.
Okay.
And
so good.
we had never been, but it was an hour and a half wait. So we
wait,
put our
now
name
this is
in.
also a blackout story.
Well, because
I
we
don't
put our
remember
we
that
don't
part.
remember the pizza because we went to another bar until our names were called or they texted us.
Yeah.
And then we think cheese pizza and a giant meatball. You keep
This
telling me we had a
meatball
giant meatball.
Was like as big as my head. Probably not. Probably as big as my fist though.
How do you know? I thought you don't remember.
That part I remember.
Okay.
She doesn't remember the meatball.
Together we always make one full day of memories.
And
Yes.
that's the only time that subject actually hits is when there's more than one people or
Oh, there
more than
has
one
to be.
person. Like you can't tell a drunk blackout story by yourself because
No.
there's too many gaps that need to be filled.
We used to take the train together to work when we were in our early 20s. So
And would just drink on the way to work.
triple deck. No, we
No,
rode
we
it.
closed this bar every Tuesday and Thursday, and
Okay,
it was
so
a
on the way
4
home.
a.m. bar,
And we'd be on the 610. Whatever.
which was the day that I found her and thought she was murdered.
Oh yeah. That was bad.
Whoa, what happened there?
So we had gone to the bar on a Tuesday night
Yeah.
and closed it at 4 a.m.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're both supposed to go home and sleep for 2 hours so that I can then pick her up and take her to the train so we can sleep on the train and get our third hour of sleep
Yeah.
and then go to work because that's what
Or
you do in your
piece together our evening.
do you
20s.
do you miss drinking like that, like you did in your 20s?
Why do you think we're in an Uber? No, I don't miss it at all.
So I should have been a better friend, but I left
dropped me
her.
off and
I
drove
dropped her off
away.
and drove away because I was only going to get 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
fine.
2 hours later, when I got back, her screen door, like with the glass,
Yeah.
was broken, and her front door was open.
Wide open.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, somebody broke into her house and they've murdered her. And so I start like walking down the hallway, panicked. And she is laying in bed and there is blood everywhere
Oh,
on the
But you
no.
called
sheets.
your mom, or you got your
No,
mom. Was it your
I
mom
just
there?
went, no, I
Oh,
just
see,
was.
I'm a little foggy on this one.
I'm like, there's blood everywhere. Somebody came in here and stabbed her. And I'm like, go up to her, obviously, because I'm like, Mimi. And she looks at me like I'm an idiot. Like, why am I bothering her? She's like, oh my God, we're
You
late
said her
for
name
work.
again.
Yeah, oh, damn it.
Oopsie.
Do it again,
I
do it
mean,
again.
Tigress.
Yes, thank you.
Tigress. I'm like, and she looked at me like, why are you even
what the
bothering me?
crap?
And I'm like, she's like, oh my God, we're late for work. I said, no, what happened? She didn't even remember doing it. And she's looking around at her sheets, which are full of blood.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, yeah, I had to MacGyver the door when I got here. She literally just took
I
her
elbowed
elbow
it.
and just broke it. So her whole elbow was like ripped up from the glass and all bloody. So we had to clean her
And a
up.
cut on my wrist that I still have a scar from on the top of my wrist. Thank goodness.
Now,
We did make it to work.
went to
I just
work.
want to make it very
wait.
clear we were really responsible
You're
and we
very
made
lucky.
it to work.
I've heard a lot of people like putting their hand through
Oh,
glass
right,
and like
right.
cutting an
It
artery
could have
and
been
like
Yeah, people
disastrous.
die.
yeah.
But here, I don't even know if you know this part. So we get McDonald's, I think, on the way. I worked all the way up on Oak Street. So, I mean, it is a freaking haul we lived in Tinley at the time.
Okay.
So we get to Oak Street. You drop me off like at the corner so you can just keep going wherever you were going to. I made it about 10 steps and threw up.
All the McDonald's.
Just threw up in a corner. Oops. And missed everything. My clothes were great. Everything was great. Wiped my mouth off and walked the block to work. Went to work, and I'm in about an hour to work. And I worked in a bank, and the teller next to me is like, first of all, You reek like a vat of alcohol. Second, your elbow's bleeding. I'm like,
You're like, I know.
long story, dude. Like, just give me a Band-Aid. Yeah, so that's that story.
Well,
Look, this is perfect
that's
timing.
awesome. That is perfect.
Yay.
This is so fun.
The next two stories are the party mom and sugar daddy pee pants. Party mom, she's just like that. Like, you know, when you're playing like Dungeons and Dragons and you need to have a balanced team, a balanced party. So you got to have a fighter, you got to have a sorcerer, a wizard, but you also have to have a cleric, like a healer. Like, I feel like when you're going out for the night, when you're partying, your party needs to have a party mom, somebody who's looking out for the squad, somebody who's making sure everybody's
for sure.
drinking water, making sure everybody's waiting until the little man goes to cross the street. You know, these are the assets. You need to have your party animals.
You're kind of getting ahead of yourself. I thought it's shill time before we get into that.
If you like the stories, please support us by leaving a review, rate us on iTunes or whatever Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
You guys leave some comments and call the hotline. We did have one message, I think, the other day.
Yeah, we did have one message. I'll cut that in right here.
Hey, I got a story for you about the time I fucked your mom.
And that was the one voicemail. So call, what's our number? 612-666-9626. Call the 4-Way Stop hotline. Leave us a message. Tell us to go fuck ourselves.
You do know that was me on the message, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It says your name.
I just wanted to make sure
it does.
worked.
It works. Call in, everybody. And slide into the DMs. Brock single. Slide into the DMs. So, all right. We're done with that. We're done with the advertising. And we're going to just tell you really quick, we got two stories coming up. The party mom, and we have another one called Sugar Daddy Pee Pants. So that one is exciting. And then after that, our special guest, Erikson Dockery.
Turn on your headlights. We got Mandy in the backseat. Mandy, you said you had a story for us?
I do. So I'm a pretty responsible person, and apparently I stay really responsible while way too drunk. So at a housewarming party...
So you're the mom of the party.
I am so the mom. Yes. I lived in Marseille, France for a while.
Okay.
And at a housewarming party across town, we stayed too late for the last metro, which runs at 12:30 in the morning.
Okay.
I had roughly a fifth of bourbon. And everyone with me had also had roughly a fifth of
Now,
bourbon.
is this before rideshare was a thing?
We were too cheap for that. We were
Okay.
drunk, broke grad students.
Fair enough.
So we were walking home. It was a 30-minute walk. And I insisted, one, on tying my friend's shoes that kept coming untied. And two, that despite the fact that it was 1 a.m. and there was no traffic in the entire city, we shall only cross the street if there's a little Walkman that says that we can walk.
So that's a little over the top.
You know what?
Now, why?
It works.
Why were you that way?
You know what? I like being safe. I like making sure that my friends are safe, even when we're being irresponsible.
Fair enough.
So that's my fun story. I don't know that everyone has, gotten drunk in a foreign country and walked halfway across the city with friends in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And now, were you worried that you were going to get hit by traffic, or that you were going to get in trouble for crossing when there wasn't a little Walkman?
Oh no, Marseille really doesn't care about that.
Okay.
It was just my own. I don't trust that I am aware
Chicago,
enough to judge whether a car is there or not.
Yeah.
And therefore, I'm going to wait for the light that makes sure that all the cars are stopped.
I mean, I don't think people in Chicago know that they are little Walkmen that tell you when to go. That's what I've noticed.
Well, that's generally the feeling of the populace of Marseille, too.
Yeah, okay.
You don't follow the little Walkman.
Awesome.
So.
All right, well, Mandy, thank you for telling us that story. It's 2:30 in the morning, and which topic did you say? I already forgot.
My most embarrassing
Oh, yeah,
moment.
what is your most embarrassing moment?
My most embarrassing moment was when I was going out with friends, and we decided to meet up with one of her sugar daddies.
Oh.
And We were all drinking, and I was like going through like a little heartbreak, but one of the girls that I went with was the one who broke my heart. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna drink. I'm gonna drink a lot.
Yeah.
And I really wasn't a big dog, but I thought I was. So I was taking shots after shots, and then I fell asleep on a sugar daddy's car. I mean, on his seat in his living room.
Okay.
And they were watching TV. I don't know what they all were doing, but I
Yeah.
fell asleep. I woke up, and I started throwing up all over this man's house. And he got so upset. He was so mad.
Rightfully so.
Yes, he was so angry.
Don't start throwing up in here.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You were working hard all night.
I was, you know. So he was so angry about it or whatever, and then I went to the bathroom, and I was like, maybe if I put a little water on my face, I'll feel better. No, I tripped in the tub and hit my head.
Oh, no.
My friends and them came in, and they were like, what's going on? I was like, I have to pee, but I don't know where the toilet is. I was so drunk.
At that point, you're in the bathtub. just go.
Yeah, I was just there. So the guy, he come in, he's like, oh, no, you guys have to go. She's drunk. You guys have to go. So we end up leaving or whatever, but I still never got the chance to.
I probably would have kicked you out at that point, too.
Man, it was so embarrassing. I felt so bad. But I still never got the chance to use the bathroom.
Oh, no.
So we were outside, and I'm like walking away from my friends and stuff like that. They're like, no, we have to go this way.
You're like, no, I got to go in the bush.
I'm like, I have to go pee. So they were like, no, we have to go. So I end up just peeing on myself.
You just peed your pants?
I just peed in my pants.
I mean,
it was so embarrassing. And I had to ride the train all the way
with a big
home,
old wet spot.
smelling like pee.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, what is that smell? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what that smell is.
What's that stain on your jeans? Hey, it could have been worse. It could have been shit. So
yeah, but just imagine, right? I had to get up because I was also going to be an intern at a daycare. I had to go all the way home, shower. I showered with all my clothes on.
Yeah, at
I
that
was
point,
still
you might
pretty
as
much
well.
very drunk, and then I had to go be an intern at a daycare. That was my most embarrassing moment of my life.
Glad you're shaping the minds of the youth. Awesome. Well, thank you for telling that story. That was fun. All right, guys. We've got Erikson Dockery.
Hey there. Brock needed to pull over and adjust some settings with everybody's microphones, so I'm going to just fast forward to where everything is put back together, and we'll pick up with the boys.
Now, if you had to give yourself a theme song of like a hit that's out there, what's your theme song?
Way Too Sexy by Drake.
Way Too Sexy. You already knew that answer. Right? You didn't even have to think about it.
As soon as you started saying it,
you knew it was coming.
Well, I knew it was coming. I was like, oh, where's this gonna go? I was like, all right, it's gonna be a Drake song. And then I was like, what's a Drake song that I like right now? That was the first one that came to mind. Also, I don't know, anything by Drake. Basic, light-skinned black man. I love Drake. I think he understands me. He understands me and my emotions.
Yeah. You guys are tight.
Yeah, I'm trying to gain the acceptance of black people, and they don't like it.
So I don't know if I asked this on one of the first takes. How long have you been doing stand-up for?
That's an interesting story. So I started doing stand-up when I was like 17, and then
how old are you now?
I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So I started doing it when I was 17, and it was going well, but I definitely wasn't doing it the way I do now. Like, it was like once a week. There was a open mic showcase basically at this thing. It was like a show, but it was a bringer show.
Okay.
You could just sign up for
Is this out in LA?
This is out in LA.
Okay.
It's at this place called the Ha Ha Comedy Club.
Yeah.
And so I would do that just once a week, and that was like my stage time. And then I did that a few times, and then there's a guy who booked a show at the store, and he started booking me there.
Oh, awesome.
And so that would be the only shows that I did, would just be those two shows. Like, I didn't like work on it and go to open mics and stuff, because I still lived
If
in
you can
Orange
get a
County.
show, you obviously want to work at the show.
I would want to work at the show, but I also should have been doing it way more and like gone way harder at it. Because there were other things that were going well for me. I ended up on MTV, where it was got in at the Improv. So things were going well, but I just wasn't putting the right amount of work into it because I was honestly just lazy and lived in Orange County, didn't want to drive. And then also...
Sounds like a comedian.
Right. And then was also homeless for like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So it was like hard to like go try to find places to mic when I was living in my car, so I didn't necessarily know where I was even going to sleep that night. So it was just like a dark period of my life, and I quit when I was 20. Yeah, I quit when I was 20. Okay. And I didn't start doing it again until a year ago, and I'm 27 now. So I would say about it equates to like 2 years of time total.
Okay.
But it's like obviously a harder story over like
10 years.
A 10-year span, yeah. But I don't want to tell people I've been doing it for 10 years because I haven't. There's like a 6-7 year gap in between.
I don't want people to refer to me as a stand-up comedian because I've done 30 open mics and that's it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not actively doing it, so I'm like, no, like comedic podcaster. Like,
okay.
I'll go with that, but like
content creator.
Something. I mean, I appreciate everybody that goes out. Anybody, even if it's your first time, if you're trying it out, like, respect. It's not easy. And
you're gonna bomb.
You're gonna bomb. I did like the firefighter guy today.
Hunter Hirsch.
Yeah,
he murders.
Wild. Yeah,
Hunter's a murderer.
I'm gonna chat with him, see if we can get him on. Get him screaming in the back. All right,
Hunter.
here's one for you.
What's up?
Talent, luck, or money? You get one.
Oh wow! If I get to. Do I get to keep all my existing skill sets as well? I get to just add something to my life? Or am I starting from scratch?
You don't get the other two.
But I'm still me?
You could be the most talented person ever, but you're not getting shit for it.
Well, then I choose luck.
Luck.
Well, no, but hold on. Are we doing this as me, or are we doing this as I'm a blank slate of a person?
Why do you got to make this difficult?
Because I got to analyze the question. I got to know what I'm answering.
Next question.
Wait, no, I like this question. I want to figure out the answer. You can't just ask me a question and not give me all the information. This is what I hated about school. They would ask me a question, they'd be like, why do I need to know this?
I haven't broke it down that far yet. I'll get that for next time.
All right. I would choose, if I could add it to myself, I would choose luck. If I could start just blank, just start rich. And you don't need the other two things.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have chose money. Who cares?
Yeah,
What's the next
question? What Disney princess would you be?
Disney princess? Which one's black?
Tiana.
All right, I guess her. Never seen her movie, but I hope she's cool.
Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog.
Solid movie. My daughter
I'd be
loves it.
Tiana.
Shit,
I look like a live-action version of Winnie the Pooh.
You look like Shrek over here with this green light.
I know.
So, before you were, in between doing stand-up, what were you doing for work?
For work, I worked at a fitness company called Les Mills. That's where I was doing customer service.
Okay.
I also went to film school.
Nice.
Yeah.
And hated working and decided.
Well,
you said you got back into the stand-up a year ago.
Yes.
Did you move here to Chicago to kind of pursue it?
Yeah, kind of. So I was here in Chicago, and then because of like some family trouble, and then also I got a job working in LA, working in talent management, specifically of comedians, like a pretty big comedy management company. And so that happened like less than a month of me getting back into stand-up, basically.
Oh, wow.
And then from there, I moved back to LA, continued to do stand-up there, and continued to work at the company. And stand-up was going well, and the company, it was cool, but, I mean, it just was clear for me that I wanted to pursue comedy, not necessarily working on the business end of it. And when you see the other side of it, you don't always want to see how the sausage gets made.
Sure.
I worked there for like a little under a year, and I saw some stuff, and that's nothing like bad in particular, but just some stuff that like rubbed me the wrong way as a comic who once a manager, just seeing how some of the things were handled, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like that.
Yeah.
So I ultimately left the company.
Okay.
A lot of I think every assistant who worked there when I worked there has since quit. We all hated it.
Oh, really? That
Yeah,
bad? Wow.
we've all hated it. It was a big.
Is everybody
problem for
else
them.
doing stand-up as well?
No. A lot of them, a few of them wanted to be managers. They've since transitioned careers. One of them wanted to work more in like, production and stuff. She does that. She's a pretty good friend.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, all of us kind of didn't like it.
So outside of Chicago, LA, have you been doing shows anywhere else around the country?
Not shows. No, I've done obviously the open mic at Comedy on State, which is probably better than half the shows in Chicago.
Dude,
Up in
Madison's a fun crowd. I've been up there a bunch of times. I used to live up there.
Okay.
Went up last winter for a show that was absolutely phenomenal.
That place rips. I hope to get up there soon, but just the mic honestly is just so much fucking fun. So that's like the only really like out of state place I've done besides LA and Chicago. I want to travel more. Definitely, if I could pick a spot, I would love to get to like Austin. Seems like a poppin' scene. I want to go to Portland.
Ryer just moved down there.
Ryer moved down there. I'm so sad.
I know. She'll be back. She'll be back.
You think so?
Oh, to visit.
Oh yeah, she'll be back.
Do
to
shows
visit,
and
for
shit
sure.
up here. Yeah, she's phenomenal.
Obviously, want to go to New York. And
I know we had. I think the last time we had talked,
Yeah.
you were talking that you're like, I might be dipping out to New York for a while, and
I was thinking about moving there. I mean, I really want to. I just don't know if I'll ever do it. Just because it's hard for me to not choose LA over New York, just because LA is home.
Yeah.
I have this perpetual it's like a toxic cycle of life where I move back to LA and then move back to Chicago every other year. So. It's pretty bad.
Until you're just, doing shows all over the country. And
then I just don't have a
Then
home.
you just, you have a spot that you put your shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then come back every once in a while and make sure
Hopefully
nobody
that
stole
comes
your
soon.
shit.
Honestly, my apartment for that is right. My apartment right now I have is perfect for that. It's
Is
just a box,
little
It's a
studio,
small, tiny studio.
I
on Gold
mean,
Coast.
that's what it's all
I
about.
love it. I am moving in with Max Source though.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'm trying to get him on here too. We were talking not too long ago. He forgot his phone in my car a couple weeks ago.
Dude, I was with Zach the other day, and he took me to the comedy bar. We went up at the mic with Max, and then we left, and Zach was gonna take me home, and then we're driving downtown, and we make a right onto a random corner, and we see Max standing there, and so we're like, oh, let's yell at him, in South Park, where there's a scene in South Park where they find a bunch of other kids. They're playing Lord of the Rings. And they find a bunch of other kids. They're like, what are you doing? And they say, we're playing Harry Potter. And they're like, nerds. So we rolled the window down and we yelled at Mac. We were like, fucking nerd. And he goes, dude, I lost my car. Oh, no. And we were like, wait, what? So Zach looked at me. He's like, should we go help him? And I was like, how do you lose a fucking car? So I go back.
Was he drinking? Or
no, he was pretty sober. And he just didn't take any. He's like, I didn't look at the street lights before I parked or the street signs. So we stood there with him for 10 minutes and we walked around and he couldn't find his car.
Kept hitting the button, hoping it would start going.
Yeah. And then we were like, all right, well.
Bye.
Yeah. We just left him there. Zach's like, I'm going to take him home, and if you still can't find it, let me know. And then right when we pulled up in front of my house, he texted us in a group chat. He's like, I found it.
Found it. That's funny.
You fucking idiot.
Oh, Max.
I love Max.
Yeah, Max is a good guy.
Got a lot of people out in the streets considering there is a severe weather warning right now.
I mean, I saw a watch.
Yeah.
A severe watch.
Severe watch? Okay.
That's like...
Chicagoans just don't give a fuck. That's one thing about you guys. You guys just don't give a fuck what the weather is doing at all.
I mean, because you always... It always gets worse.
It's always just terrible. You have no idea.
You're like, oh, the snowstorm is so bad, but there's been worse.
But there's been worse. And the bars are still open, so let's drink.
Yup. And if you can't get to the bar... Hopefully you're stashed up at home, and
everybody here is an alcoholic. Everybody in the city is an alcoholic. That's one. Everybody in this fucking city is an alcoholic. Joe Eames has a joke about it, and it's comparing LA to California and LA to Chicago drinking, and it's so accurate because when I went back to LA, no one drank. Like I would like try to go out for drinks with my friends, and people just don't drink. It's weird.
When drinks are $15, $20 a pop.
Oh, dude, that's one thing. Chicagoans would still pay for drinks here.
Oh,
they'd probably just start.
Absolutely, they would.
Yeah, or there'd be one bar
I've been
that
out
just.
there and
Yeah, there'd be one bar that kept the prices low, and everybody would go there. You're not gonna stop people from drinking in Chicago.
Yeah.
Everybody in the city has a fucking. problem.
If
Holy shit! Is this guy married to this woman? She is so significantly hotter than him. Did you see that guy? She's an attractive lady. That guy was a troll, dude. That guy was 80 pounds overweight and fucking 5'4".
We're just gonna drive around and have Erikson roast people that are walking down the street.
Yeah.
That would be fun if we started picking up riders and just have you roast them.
That would be fun.
We'll save that for another segment on another day. All right, here's another brain buster for you.
I just threw one of mine out the window.
Yep, you're all good. Where was it? All right, if you could go back and give your teenage self some advice, what would it be?
Fuck Justine Kochi.
Fuck Christine.
Fuck Justine Kochi. No, have sex with her. You're gonna do it in 5 years anyway, so we might as well just do it all throughout high school. That's what I would have told him. Sophomore year, there's this. Started in sophomore year, the girl I took to winter formal. She and I had a 10-year saga of like a relationship, and she
and 5 of that was not fucking her.
5 of it was not fucking her, just me being disgusted by her. And then once we turned like 22, I was like, you know what, she's kind of hot. And then we started banging. And
well, I'm glad that if you could tell yourself anything, that's what it is.
Yeah, that or never quit stand-up. One of those
never
two
quit
things.
stand-up. Yeah. What like
I would just give him all of my material that works now. And I'd be like, just start doing it, and you'll be 16.
What
and
was your
freak
reasoning?
out.
What was your reasoning for kind of giving it? Because how long of a break was that? I didn't do the math when you told me.
I quit when I was like 20. When I was 20, and I started again
So like 6
last
years
summer
off.
when I was 27
Okay.
or 20. Yeah, 27 because I just turned 28.
Okay. Oh yeah, happy birthday, man!
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah.
We were supposed to do this interview a few days ago, but somebody was all hungover.
I was hungover from my birthday.
And I said, "That's all right, man. Like
I
we can push
appreciate
it. I'd rather have you feeling good." And,
yeah, it was tough. It was tough. What was the reason why I quit?
Yeah. If like I've seen you a bunch of times. It's been a minute since I saw you, and I'm not counting tonight as seeing you.
Thanks.
But like you're killing it out there, man. I appreciate what you're doing, and
I think there's a few reasons. One, and not to make this too sad, but like the period of time when I was homeless really got pretty dark.
Yeah.
There's some, and we don't have to get into specifics, but there's just some really tough times there.
Yeah.
So that was definitely one of the things. It's kind of hard to especially being so young. Like I was homeless when I was 19, so I like just couldn't. I was still trying to figure out how to comprehend the world.
I mean, I slept in my car last night.
Honestly, I don't mind it.
It's a true story. I ended up way out west, and I was like, I'm here.
That's sketchy.
No. No, it was like Plano, which is like bumblefuck, Illinois, and
still
like,
scary.
I mean, 3 hours just because it was like 3 a.m, and it was an hour and a half drive home.
I mean, I made it work. Honestly, if you're ever in a tough spot, people, I recommend doing what I did. What I did was I just would, I got a membership at 24 Hour Fitness, and I had a morning job and a night job, and then every night I would go work out at 24 Hour Fitness, shower, shave, shit, whatever I had to do, and then I would just sleep in the parking lot at 24 Hour Fitness.
There you
go. I would like hang up curtains.
You said this was the worst time of your life. That sounds pretty legit. You had a place to where I'm fucking with you, man.
No, but yeah, that so there was that. Also, I was really young and didn't know necessarily how to navigate the landscape of stand-up. Like I didn't know how to reach out and get booked. I like didn't really know how to like find other mics. Obviously there's the internet and everything, and like
right.
But I kind of get it now because like I'm older, and like there are like new people starting, and like they come in with all this energy, and like sometimes they try to talk to you, and like
that was me.
But I was like really annoying when I was young. I'm like super high energy, still probably am that way. But I think I rubbed a lot of comics the wrong way maybe in LA just because I was like so naive and like just was like, oh, this is so fun. And you have like jaded comics in LA have been doing it for 10 years and they're sitting in an open mic and they're like, I don't want to be talking to this kid.
Now, do you think that's more the scene or
a little
just,
bit? Yeah, I think that's a little bit LA for sure. I think people here would have been much more receptive to it and supportive.
And like everybody that I've met here that I've chatted with is so receptive and just like cool and like they're open to like coach you, like they give you advice and coach you a little bit, and it's like that's what I need.
And I think there are a lot of those people in LA. I just don't think I came across them.
That makes sense.
So I think that was one of the reasons it kind of deterred me from it. I was scared of it. And then when I moved to Chicago, I moved here for the film school, and I was taking night classes.
Okay.
So that was also one of the biggest things was that I couldn't really be going out doing open mics at night because I was in school. And so I just kind of fell out of it. I had originally planned to do it in Chicago because I was like, oh, I'm going to do film school, improv, stand-up in Chicago.
Have you done anything with the film part?
I mean, I made shorts. I've worked in
Okay.
film. I've like worked on a lot of like indie productions and stuff.
Okay.
But nothing like I worked at a digital media company. That was why I went back to LA. Also, I got a job at this company called Overtime, which is like a digital media sports production company.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it just I kind of fell out of it and wish that I never had.
Yeah. I mean, there's still time. You're still young. I just started doing stand-up when I was 35.
Right.
So, or 34.
Stand-up is one of those that you can kind of jump into it.
Where can people find you online?
Oh, at Erikson Dockery, ERIK, no C, ERIKSON, DOCKERY. You can find me there, YouTube and Instagram. Those are my two main channels.
Go check them out.
Go check me out, people.
All right, thanks, Erikson.
Thank you, Brock.
If anybody is still listening to this, if you want to join my confidence pool, there's still a couple days to get into it. Everyone's welcome. Follow me at Broc with no K, and I'll give you more details. Fuck yeah.